Rachael Ray Double R doing some double M's. Woo! Food that you can make so quick it will free you up for more free time in your life. Look at that crispy skin. Delish. Ooh, that smells amazing. Boom! Nailed it! Hey everybody, Double R here, and I'm hanging out with you guys thanks to my partnership with Free Food. This food is fun food. That's what we're talking today. We're gonna make popcorn with popcorn chicken. And we're gonna make it super spicy. Like if you like fiery Doritos or extra spicy Cheetos, you're gonna groove on this popcorn. So we're gonna start just by making popcorn. Not in a sack in the microwave. Just take a big pot, take about a half a cup of corn to 3 tablespoons of oil, vegetable oil, clear oil, oil that you can see through, innocuous oil, okay? So peanut oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, and we're gonna add about a half a cup. And that should be just about enough to cover the bottom of a pot. 1 more teaspoon right in the middle there. And I've got this over medium to medium-high heat. Guess what's gonna happen? The corn will pop. Guess what else happens? I'm gonna blow your mind here. If you put about a 1/4 cup of popcorn kernels, okay, into a dry paper lunch sack, and you roll up the end real tight and snug, and you turn the microwave on about 3.5 minutes, guess what will happen with no oil whatsoever? A sack of popcorn. That's what happens. You don't need to go down that road where everybody does everything for you. You can just do it yourself. And I get a lot more popcorn out of this jug than you get out of those little boxes. So now we're gonna take the fun part, the cheesy, fiery topping. While that's popping, honey, you wanna come shake corn? You love to flip pans. John Cusimano, everybody. And you know what else you can do is you can melt butter in the microwave for me.
I have to do 2 things at once?
Well, no, you don't have to babysit this too much yet. So we're gonna take about 1/3 of a cup of literally dry cheese. That's what this is. You can order it online. It isn't hard. I have it in white and yellow cheddar. This is sharp yellow cheddar. We're going to add to that about a tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning, about the same of chili powder, any blend you like. It's fun, right? Watching it pop. Don't leave it off the heat too long. Let it pop. And then I'm gonna get kind of really funny here. We're gonna do smoked paprika too to make it kind of fiery tasting, right? So smoked sweet paprika, chili powder, Old Bay. Then I'm going to really mess you up. You can mix together a teaspoon each of granulated garlic, ground mustard, and granulated onion, or I buy this from La Boite. It's a spice company, B-O-I-T-E. It's OMG, not oh my God, onion, mustard, garlic. Hello.
Hot butter coming in.
Hot butter coming in. So now all I gotta do is sprinkle in about a tablespoon of that, and we have our fiery mix. Bing, bang, boom. It's gonna get even more fiery and zesty because not only do we have this chili cheese mix to go all over the popcorn, I'm gonna take Worcestershire sauce, about a teaspoon to 3 tablespoons of butter, like you're making Chex Mix, you know, around the holidays, right? And we're gonna do about the same of hot sauce, cayenne pepper sauce. Forgot to take I hate those little nubbers on the top. I just pour it in myself. So now we've got flavored butter, fine sea salt, our sprinkles, and the corn is a poppin'. We're getting there, huh, hon? It's very exciting.
I feel like we're at the movies.
I know. It smells better than the movies. Oh my God, we're almost at the top. It's very exciting. It's so much cooler when you do this yourself, especially if you have a glass top pot. Because you know those little things that used to pop up on the stove with the tin foil and stuff? You can't see the corn popping. When you see the corn popping, it's really exciting. When it slows down and you can count 2 seconds between each pop, it's done. It's done. So we gotta let him stop. Otherwise, you take it too far and the bottom of the pot gets kind of brown. Okay. So now we're gonna take, I love you too. Now we're gonna take kind of our gravy for this dish. The melted butter, the Worcestershire and hot sauce, pour it down over the top. And then it's gonna get real. And then we're gonna scatter in half of our cheesy goodness. Quoi? Why are we using half? Because I don't have a thing big enough to toss all of this corn with all of that cheesy stuff. So I have to pour some into our bowl. And then we add the rest of the cheesy stuff. Now, we're not gonna layer in the rest of the cheesy stuff yet. Why? Because we didn't make the chicken yet, and we wanna layer the chicken between all the cheesy goodness of the popcorn. So we're gonna mix this, leave it over here, and they're all gonna end up in the same place once everybody's done. This is to get rid of the frying oil later. We'll discuss that later. Okay, popcorn done, stove off, stray kernel in mouth, excellent. Oh, I forgot the fine sea salt. Fine sea salt, a little bit over everybody. Great. Moving along. Now, we're going to make the ranch dressing to go with the chicken toes, as my mom would call them, or the popcorn chicken that we're gonna mix in with the popcorn. So to make the ranch, I start with Greek yogurt or sour cream. I do not like making ranch dressing for this dish especially, with mayo and buttermilk. It's too thin. I like the viscosity and the weight of this. It's more of a dip, more of a push. If you prefer a thinner dressing, by all means, add mayo or vegan mayo or a little buttermilk or mix up the two. I always just start with literally tangy yogurt or sour cream, end of discussion. Call it a day. Because we're not dressing salad here. We're using this as a dip for the chicken, and I put out some vegetables. Isn't it funny? I was talking with my friends who are literally filming this right now, before we started. It's so funny where if people eat like a huge platter of wings, right? Or in this case, nuggets of breaded fried chicken, if they eat a piece of celery or a carrot, they somehow feel that that negates all of the calories and fat. So whatever. I stick with it, and I always put out, you know, a couple celery sticks and carrots. I always have them in the fridge, whatever. Just put them out, makes people feel good. So, let me move that out of the way though. It's pretty tall, right? Can't see what I'm doing. So, lid, we're done. So we're gonna take a little bit of fresh garlic, grate it into our dressing. Then, we're gonna add a little bit of lemon zest. Like a teaspoon. You're gonna add a little bit of lemon juice. Oh, who's still hanging around town? Worcestershire and hot sauce. A little splash of Worcestershire. A little splash of hot sauce. A little salt and pepper. Pop him off to the side. And you've got, it's sort of like the Trinity in Southern cooking. Bell pepper and onion and celery. Ranch, just to me, means literally chive. Parsley. And my personal fave, dill. Pile it all together, literally. Obviously, like I say all the time, put all your herbs, all your veg away, clean and ready to use. You'll cook more all week long. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, that dill. And then we run through with the knife, tip of the knife on the board, picking up and down with the shoulder, all the way across. Gather with the back of your knife, mount it all together again, and then just kind of mill it until you're happy. Great. Gather with the back, drop it on in, give it a stir. A little herb left on my hand, a little herb left on the board. Get her all in there. Okay, dressing into a cuter bowl. Dipper done, popcorn done. Now we're gonna make the fiery chicken bites, so AKA like homemade chicken nuggets, right? Popcorn chicken, we're gonna call it. We'll be right back. We're gonna take about a cup of flour here, and we're gonna add about half as much cornmeal. So if you have quick cooking polenta, you can use that. You can use corn flour, which is what this is, milled from grain that's very near the Union Square Green Market in New York, which is why I buy this cornmeal, which is delicious. Anyway, you want to add a little cornmeal. So if you make grits, if you make quick cooking polenta, if you bake, that's what we're doing. We're mixing fine cornmeal or corn flour, not really coarse, okay, with our flour. Gives it great sugar and crunch. Natural sugar from the corn itself. Then we're gonna bump up that sugar quality a little bit. Trust me on this, it makes a difference. We're gonna put in a good sprinkle of sugar. Then we're gonna mirror all of the flavors that we put on the popcorn. So we're gonna take about a tablespoon of chili powder. We're gonna do paprika or smoked paprika. And we're gonna do that fun trick of onion, mustard, garlic. OMG, oh my God, that's good. So I buy mine in one jar, but you can just mix it up yourself from your pantry. But La Boite is the company that I buy this from, which I love, so convenient. Throw that in there. Then to the eggs, we're gonna add a little hot sauce. You layer your flavor when you cook. You add in flavor in every layer. Poke the yolk whenever we're whisking eggs. Couple of eggs, a little hot sauce. Okay, and here's how I do this. I shake this. You know, like the old, what do they call that stuff? Shake and bake on the commercials, you remember that? You shake your mix up, right? And then we're gonna take half the flour, and put it in a separate dish. Flour and cornmeal mixture, right? Then we're gonna take about 1.5 pounds of chicken tenders, and we're gonna cut them into, of course, bite-sized pieces. Which apparently I can't do and carry on a conversation. Oh, the whole kitchen smells like that popcorn. Now, we're going to take the bite-sized pieces of chicken, put them in the baggie. Trying to do this without letting the fingertips that touch the chicken touch the bag, right? Did a pretty good job. And then you're literally going to shake it around and group dredge. We're dredging the chicken all at once. Now at this point, break it up. Just cook half at a time. You don't want this to turn into glue. You want all the pieces to stay nice and separate. I have a couple inches of neutral oil getting hot in a deep pot. I do not use the basket that comes, that's a fry pot, cheap and cheerful, buy them online. I do not use the basket that comes with it because I find that it wastes a lot of oil and my time. I have to use a lot more oil to get over the basket, so I just take it out with a spider. Looks like a strainer on a stick. You'll see. Anyway, we fill the egg wash with about half of the chicken, and I'm keeping one hand free and one hand in the mix, literally, okay? And then I cheat the pan a little bit. I want to keep as much of that mix a little dry, so I coat a few at a time and I put them down on the naked side of the pan. Like that. Goopy hand into a little bit of mix. These cook so crazy quick, like 2-3 minutes. They'll be brown, and then you do the whole thing all over again. Hey, honey, give me one of those silver sizzle platters to just pull these guys out when the other guys got to go in, please. Thank you, love.
This is like the thing they used to put on the wooden tray and serve fajitas on.
Yes, yes, yes. No, put it down by the oil, sweetheart. For when these come out. All right, here we go. Now I'm using the other hand because we're to the end of this process. Just try and be careful not to get any oil or water into your flour mixture. Keep the integrity of what you got left. Ooh, they're so cute. They're bubbling around, getting all nice and crispy. Get in there. Honey, babysit those for a second. I just gotta rinse my hands. Ungoop them for batch number 2.
Are these ready already?
Let me turn the oil down. I only have it on low, for God's sake. Turn the oven on low, and we'll just throw them in the oven, then they'll be super short. But yeah, they're done. And take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Chicky wickies. Okay, so when these guys come out, your last batch there, while they're nice and hot, hit them with some salt. You can still hear them sizzling literally on the platter. Hit them with a little salt. Turn the oil off, and I'm gonna add this stuff. I read about online. It's called hard oil. When you turn the oil off, you should remove it from the heat. I don't have time to do that right this second, but John will help me out probably. And you're supposed to add a little scoopy per cup. When I have this much oil, I just pour in the whole bag. You stir it. It's called hard oil. And you literally let this stand until the oil cools. It solidifies it so you can dispose of it responsibly and get it out of your way. Okay, here's that. Now, let's take this beautiful, crazy dish we just made. I'm gonna retoss that first layer of fiery popcorn. That's what we have in there, okay? Then we're going to take, where's my tongs? Here we go. Usually have them hanging on the stove, that's why. I always look for them there first. We're gonna take half of our popcorn chicken and throw that in there, into the middle. Like it's treasure, you're digging for more chicky. Okay? Then we're gonna top it with more fiery corn. Then we're gonna top that with more chicken. Wow. That's fun. And then you put the dipper on the side and the prerequisite vegetables that make people feel better and some extra hot sauce. Done! Boom. This is awesome if you do sports nights or movie nights at your house. What great fun food for everybody, right?